We're back.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Thank you guys for your
Trouble.
patience.
Wrinkling under the eye trouble.
You guys, look who I looped back into a live stream. It's our favorite person on the channel, our favorite of all time.
Oh my God, this is going to be fun, you guys. Believe me.
This is going to be really fun. Hey, Claudia. Oh, everyone's coming in. Hey, Corey.
Hey, Elaine.
Nice to see you guys. Hey, Amy. Okay, so we needed to do this live stream, and you want to know why? Because concealer is a hot topic on this channel, and you guys know, and I know as much as the next person, that concealer is the #1 struggle that we face as we age. Those fine lines really start popping up in our 30s, and then they deepen in our 40s, and things that used to work and used to be beautiful all of a sudden do not work at all. They really accentuate fine lines, wrinkles. We're always looking for the best concealer that's going to help it. We're looking for techniques, how to set it, how to make it not crease, how to not make it look dry and powdery. And it is a serious struggle. And it's a struggle that I also have. It really is something that I'm constantly battling because my under eyes are kind of the most problematic area of my face. You know, Rose.
For sure. Me too.
Yeah, it's hard. And I remember when I came to visit you, it was the one thing you said, you're like, we need to work on how you're concealing under the eyes. And I've been a makeup artist for 20 years. You know, if I struggle, I know that you guys struggle too. And so today is a master class, and I'm so excited to learn. I'm so excited to learn from you.
Oh, this is going to be good because I'm going to really hit. I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm going to hit you with a real reality check on concealers. Of course, I'm going to do that, but no, you'll learn a lot from today for sure.
I know. I would expect nothing less from you. You're going to tell us the truth.
Oh yeah, and you know, half the reason why I know the truth is because when you work in the business, when you see everything under light, and then you know when you see the picture after, it shows everything. And I'm talking before everything's retouched and all that stuff, because nowadays everybody thinks that you're all flawless. Well, believe me, you're not. And so when I was watching all of this stuff be done, when I first started doing I started with film, of course, right? You know, film. You know, you develop it and everything, and that's very forgiving on the skin. Everybody looked good. And then when it went into digital, oh man, then all hell broke loose. Hell broke loose. And you could really see what was happening, mostly when you blew up the model, and you could see all the makeup sitting on top of the skin, on fine lines, on little bits of hairs where powder was, you know, too large of a particle and was sitting on top of hair and all that stuff. And I remember the first time I saw that when they blew one of the faces up, I started crying. Oh man, am I ever a shitty makeup artist? Look at that. And I realized it wasn't my makeup, it makeup artistry. It was the makeup.
Yeah.
Ingredients and textures and, you know, drying agents and, you know, everything you don't want underneath your eyes because it's so sensitive.
When I was in my early 20s, I used to work at the Shopping Channel, which is the Canadian QVC.
Yeah.
And we didn't work in 4K either. It was like very, I don't know what it was back then, but it was so forgiving. And I remember when they switched to 4K, we were like, because we're selling cosmetics. And at that point, like you couldn't get away with just having the camera do the magic. You know what I mean? Like the camera is not smoothing anything out anymore.
Yeah.
So products really had to change, and products have improved so much over the last several years, I think, because of that, and technology has changed. But your products are unlike any other products on the market. They're completely unique. They're completely different than anything else, and they're amazing.
Well, one of the things is we're not just, you know, getting, you know, some samples from a lab and picking which one we want and slapping our name on it. We actually have an in-house chemist with her master's degree in chemistry and in pharmaceuticals. So she knows her stuff, and her reputation in the industry is impeccable. And she goes to the labs and actually creates stuff that, you know, her and I have discussed what we should do, where we want to go with this product, what kind of ingredients. And we get stuff made that's way ahead of its time. Like if you look at our blushes and that, they're all gel to powder formulation.
Yes.
So you don't see that very often, you know, you don't see it at all, really.
I know, and they're unlike any blush I've ever used. The bronzer, same formula, phenomenal. phenomenal.
And we've got more products coming up with that same formula too. We thought, oh, we're not going to let this slide. It might slide right into another brand's hands, so we got to keep moving on this.
Yeah. Well, let's start with our first question. So I've been kind of collecting questions from the comment section. So I'm going to ask her from your guys' questions. So why do you think concealers start to behave differently on us as we age compared to when we were younger? It's almost like there's a year where boom, it stops working. It's wild. Like it works and then it doesn't work anymore.
Well, have you guys ever noticed us older women, you young girls, you're not in this category yet, but have you ever noticed it seems like every 10 years, like you're looking great for 10 years. And as soon as you hit like 50, you all of a sudden look in the mirror and it's like, oh my God, what happened? It changes literally overnight. And actually, I talked to a doctor the other day about that. He said that it was actually true, that does happen. And it said like 3 times in your life where your skin really, really changes. It was a very interesting conversation. Anyway, so I've noticed that I started all at 60, all of a sudden I'd look, and now at 70, and it's like literally overnight I seem to have aged. But what's happening, when you're young, you can use pretty well anything underneath your eyes. You've got beautiful skin under there. There's no discoloration. Like, let's face the fact, you guys look great. You should be really happy and embrace it. But what happens as you get older, the skin gets a little dehydrated and it gets crepey. And once it starts getting crepey, I'm going to warn you now, be careful, be very gentle on there. And not that I'm saying this for you to go and buy my brand. I'm not. Do whatever you want, but I'm telling you, get a brand that is clean, that is not loaded with clays, talcs, alcohols. What are some of the other on the list? Diatomaceous earth and, all the binders and fillers, all the stuff that is drying agents. Now, we all complain about wrinkles and we want to put a concealer on so it doesn't wrinkle up. Well, I'm telling you, how do you think you stop it from not wrinkling up into the wrinkles? Drying agents. So it goes on and sucks it up, sucks all your moisture that's coming out of your eye naturally, and you're actually aging your skin every day that you wear all that stuff under there. And by the time you're 35, you're going to have chicken skin, dried up eyelids. And mark my word, I've seen it happen, because some of these concealers are so drying so they don't move, because all these perfectionists want it not to move. Well, that's drying agents are holding it so it doesn't move. You have to have a product that has a natural amount of oils and things that are conducive to the skin, like Eye Bright, a little bit of Titanol, which is a really soft, natural retinol that helps, do a little bit of a turnover on the skin. There's also like, a little bit of caffeine in there for stimulation. And that's what's in the Eye Bright. And there's also, what is the other one? Hold on, you guys, I forgot. Revitalize, which has the caffeine in it. It's got pomegranate, probiotics, green tea. And yet we still have our adaptogenic herbal blends, which you guys know the adaptogens are herbs that balance the skin and they help to support the skin. They have anti-inflammatory ingredients, and it stimulates the blood and stimulates the skin to just be beautiful. And so that is all in this product. So we've gone out of our way, for years trying to work on this too, to make sure it was right. And we finally have one. But as you get older, you want to make sure you're not going for the younger ones that are really dry and sucking that little bit of moisture out of your eyes.
And you can see it, even when I was in my 20s doing makeup on women, actors, actresses, models, even others of the broader groom that were, mid 50s, 60s. I got this huge passion for mature beauty. They were my favorite clients of all time. Everyone asks me, why do you do all your makeovers on like mature women? It's so strange that I'm almost 40 now. I'm turning 40 in a few months.
You look great.
Thanks. Wow. For my whole career on YouTube, I was doing makeup on women that were in their 50s, and I have this absolute love for mature skin. I think it is so beautiful. I think the lines and the expression and the history and I think it is gorgeous. But one thing that I've noticed is that, as soon as you apply those more traditional concealers, it's like you can see it getting dry, and then you can see it starting. And then this woman with no makeup on, with this beautiful skin, with these beautiful lines of joy, they suddenly look 20 years older.
Yes.
And then it's like, what do you do? How do you cover darkness without having that happen? It's such a struggle.
Well, you know, doing older women actually is fun because it's challenging. Let's face it. You got a pretty model in front of you. You could like do anything on her. She's going to look gorgeous. Like, oh, that was really hard. But when you have the older women and you see like, you know, they're not dark all the way under here. Like I had rubbed all mine off so I can kind of look a little like you can see my stuff. But you know, people will take the foundation, or I mean, I'm sorry, the concealer, and they literally will see this and they watch it on Instagram where everybody goes right across the whole face, right underneath.
Yes.
That is the stupidest thing to do. And I'll tell you why. All it does is change the color. It doesn't change anything to get rid of this. You're just changing the color. You have to literally go in with products that are actually going to erase this first. Yeah. And then you go on top of the color that's going to blend it out and make it look a little nicer, or put colors in here that are a little bit paler to get that lift. You can't just do it with one easy sweep. It's going to look like Knots Landing. You guys remember Knots Landing with Donna Mills? And she always had so much concealer on her. And then when the white HMIs hit, it would just look like raccoon eyes of all white here. You know, we were party people back in those days. They had lighting that could help you out. Nowadays, lighting is actually not in your favor.
I know. When you did my makeup in that video, I learned so many crazy techniques that you would never learn on Instagram. These are not techniques that it's not like the cookie cutter. This is a viral technique, like putting a little blush in the divot. I was like, what? I do that every single day now. Yeah. So,
well, on Instagram, you got all your filters. You know, everything looks like it's kind of great. So you just keep piling more on and like, wow, I'm looking even better. But, you know, I know I say this all the time, but it's like if you see that person in real life, you smack the back of the head, the face falls off. You know? And as you get older, you want to make sure that people don't look at the wrinkles. You can do your makeup so they don't look and be not attracted, but be obsessed with all of the, you know, the dried up lake bed that's all over here. You know, you don't need cover up in here too, mostly if you're wrinkly, because every time you smile as an older woman, this moves around. It's not going to stay still unless you're Botox to death. You know, then that's a different story. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure the areas where you actually wrinkle is where you should have the least amount of makeup. Like even just smiling. I have a big smile here, right? And I can notice it's a little tiny bit, but I didn't put my concealer in there, but this is just from my normal foundation, you know? So because it moves, so less there, put more where you need it, you know, where there's a little discoloration or this, because this is not wrinkled under here. This is just a little canal that goes into the eye socket, basically. Yeah.
So let's start with where I forgot. Thank God for my producer, you guys backstage. It is a very exciting day because Rosemary Swift is giving away an amazing giveaway. So do you want to explain what's in this giveaway? It's a value of $176. There's going to be 3 giveaway winners.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, tell us what's in the giveaway.
Excuse me, please, all the people that work for me. It would have been great if you told me what these products were. Okay, from looking at it, I see the concealer. You get two Revitalize Hydra concealers, one to color correct, one to brighten, and a skin-to-skin concealer brush. Now, that's very interesting. I'll explain that in a minute. And then the Hydra setting powder and the Radiance Lock setting mist. Thank you. They just put this on here. It's so professional. Thank you, girls. So, you know, it's a value of $176. So, you know, this is awesome, actually. Hey, I want it.
You guys are going to be like all set. If you have this little kit, you're going to be all set to do your under eyes after we do our tutorial. So what you need to do to win this giveaway is you need to write in this hashtag in the chat. Okay. So write #glam, put it in as much as you can. It's going to be counting towards ballots. And while you guys are doing that, we're going to talk to you a little bit about the Uncover Up, which is the origin story of the RMS concealers. So keep on going with that. Once we finish Uncover Up, telling you a little bit about that, we'll pull our first giveaway winner. So Rosemary, can we talk about Uncover Up, what your original vision for it was, what the market had to offer at the time, what makes this different from what was already on the market?
Okay, well, this is completely different from what was on the market back in the day when we started this, because I started doing this 20 years ago, maybe even more. In 2004, I wrote my first website exposing all the chemicals and the myths of the cosmetic industry. And so I hadn't quite started working on this, but that's what led to me creating my own brand. Doing Victoria's Secret, those girls, guys, let's face it, they're half naked. You know, they're very scantily clad, so to speak, which is a nice way of putting it. And so what happened, I would always put jojoba oil in the body because I'm a clean green, you know, makeup artist. And what would happen on the body, it would look gorgeous in the pictures, but the face would be weird. Like if the sun went behind a cloud, the color on the face would change, or if they went underneath a tree where they just wanted them to kind of be up against the, you know, a palm tree or something, and there was shadowing on the face, the color would change. I wanted it to look exactly like it did, right up their legs, right up their perfect little butts, and up onto the shoulders and chest. I wanted the skin to look exactly the same. And I thought, okay, man, I was using tinted moisturizers. They just look greasy when the light hits them because they're usually Vaseline or baby oil or something like some petroleum derived product in there. And I created this, and it's a little pot of the cleanest ingredients you could ever imagine. And it has a little bit of color. Now I'm going to show you, I used to use this literally as a foundation. I would add it on. I'm just adding it on my fingers, and it would just be like a tinted moisturizer if I added a little bit of oil into this. And what it did when I put it on the models, whatever light they went in, it stayed the same as what was on their skin. And then I created the 0.5s that actually could be used after, so that in the areas where you had your discoloration, I would go in here with the 0.5 because that had in a little hint of peach that would counteract that discoloration in here. If any of them had a little bit of a bag or a hangover or something, and I would go in with this just to do that little correction. It was very subtle, looked exactly like skin. And these have been called, this is no lie or exaggeration, these have been called the Meryl Streep of concealers because of the fact that they look so beautiful on the skin. These I highly recommend for young people that are really cautious of their skin, to retain their youthfulness and that moisture in their skin and not age it with all the drying agents. Also now, anybody that's older and does have crepiness under their eyes, you know, that is a bit of bad news, because I'm telling you that cannot be repaired. The skin is so sensitive under there. It really can't be repaired. So this looks beautiful on there. Now, remember, this is a cream. So if you've got too much on, too much is too much, it's going to show. Just take your fingers and just slightly blend it. And literally, if you need some coloration over here, just put on just the slightest little bit, and it's enough to do that coverage that you need around the corners of your nose. In here, you don't need to do full foundation. This whole full foundation thing is just for the cosmetic industry to make a lot of money on their product and for you to buy it more often.
And you guys we're going to do demos with the different formulas. So stay tuned, keep watching. Let's pull up our first giveaway winner, and then we're going to move on to the.
We got one already. Yeah.
I took off all my concealer so you can see I have so much hollowness. I hate my under eyes.
No,
I shouldn't say that.
Oh, no. You don't have it bad, honey. I've done women that are way, way, way worse. You're okay. Don't you worry.
We all have our thing, but we should never say we hate anything about ourselves, because makeup is fun, and makeup allows us to feel better. So it's the thing that makes me self-conscious, but you know.
But your cells also remember that you've said that about your body, and your soul picks it up. So you want to be careful what you say about yourself.
I know.
So I'm fantastic. I'm so drop dead gorgeous. I could die.
And it's like this because I smile so much, and that's the best part of it.
I remember a model once, long time ago. She would talk like this to everybody. I go, why are you doing that? She goes, because I don't want to get wrinkled. And she just kept, look how ridiculous I look. She looked just as ridiculous. Winner number one.
I'd rather get wrinkles. Beverly Mayfield! Yay! Oh, Beverly, congratulations. Oh, this is so exciting. So what you're going to do is you're going to email production@glamgirlgabby.com. My girl Lori is going to make sure it really is you. We'll get your address, and that's all going to be sent over to you free of charge. If you guys ever see anything on YouTube about like a fake Glam Girl Gabby asking for Telegram messages and asking for money for shipping, that is a scam. There's a huge issue on any giveaway video with these Telegram scammers. So it's completely free. Okay. You should not be asked to pay for anything at all.
God, that's so sad people are doing that, huh?
Every video that I have a giveaway, someone gets scammed and will send me an email. I sent you $100 and I never got and I'm like, oh, no. So I have to say it. All
Yeah.
right, you guys can stop hashtagging glam because Beverly won the hashtag glam giveaway, but there will be another one. But first, before we do that, let's get up and close and personal. And let's talk a little bit about this launch because this is a very exciting launch. You told me about this when I was in Savannah,
Yep.
and I have been anxiously waiting for it.
Yep.
Tell me
Should I start talking?
Yeah. So tell me what makes this different, how this is different from this. And then I want you to tell me about this because this is the Skin to Skin Concealer Brush. This is also an incredibly unique brush. And everyone, we need to talk about it. So
We definitely need to talk about this brush, and I'll tell you why. When I started these are what I call like, oh God, what was the name I call these? A tinted concealer. That's the perfect word. This should be called tinted uncover up concealer. So it's a slight tint. That's the best way of putting it. And I did this brush because people say, well, what should we use? And I always said, I love fingertips. Skin to skin application is the best. And you'll find that most of the big makeup artists love to use their fingers and, their natural skin on skin, right? And so I wanted one that mimics skin. Whoops. And so I did this. Oops, I just lost you guys. Hold on one sec. See, I can't see you. Hold on. I got it, Rebecca. Don't worry. Oh, there we are. Okay. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So this mimics skin to skin application, and I will take the uncover up and I'll literally just do this, and you don't even need a mirror. Perfect application. So when I did the liquid ones, and I always stare at people's concealers or whatever it is I'm creating. I walk around town and I stare at everybody. Ones that have a lot of makeup on, ones that have no makeup on. And I see a big problem with eye boogers. And the eye boogers are coming from the concealers that they have around their eye. Now, if you watch most of the concealer brushes, they're all very large and they kind of go in there underneath. It's one big sweep. Again, what I was talking about. Great for the younger people, not so good with people with discoloration. So I wanted to create the same brush, basically, but little. It's not as perfectly done because it's more small, but at least it has the uneven tapered little brush ends or the little bristles. And so when you go in with your product, you literally can go like that and it's blended to perfection. Try it, you'll see.
Yeah, I don't have product on here, but you guys can see how it fits right in. I have a couple of these, and this one is brand new and super clean, but I've used this a bunch of times and it fits like right into the hollow, and it has like a fingerprint texture. You know how we always do this under the eye? This has like the same fingerprint texture. It's crazy. I've never ever seen a brush like this before.
And even I took it a step further, even inside the product, there's a little brush on the end. It's not a hard doe foot. Why would we want that poking around our eyes? It's a little brush. So you actually, I'm going to take my magnifying mirror, guys. I'm sorry. But you can get right in here easily. Okay, and I'm going to make a little mess here. You can see I've done this on purpose. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just blend that up into here just to darken this. Because as we get older, this gets darker in here. When you lighten that slightly in there, you give more of a wider appearance. You photograph better. It looks nicer. And then I'm going to take that brush down now. If you noticed, if you look at it closely, there is no eye boogers left. There's no concealer sitting in the corner of the little L-shaped thing there, right? And I literally can go right into this little crevice and paint in. And I do it on the side of my nose here because I'm very thin here. I want to whiten that to widen that so I don't look so bony. And you can see already how well that works. And you don't have to do like cosmetic surgery and go right in there and make sure, oh my God, just go like that. You don't even need to watch because it does it itself with that little fingerprint in the product. Now, also, I can take a lighter color. Should I keep just talking about this or what should I do here?
Heck yeah, you should. Also, I'm like fascinated by what you're doing. You're using the new concealer?
Yes.
Or are you using Uncover Up?
No. I don't use the Uncover Up in there. Well, you can if you want. I use my fingers. No, I'm onto the new concealer now. Should I go back to the Uncover Up?
No, don't worry. Keep going. Okay. And then we're going to rewind and do demos with both. But I love what you're teaching. So just keep going.
Yeah. So the Uncover Up, of course, would be more like a tinted concealer. It'd be much more thinner. You won't get as good coverage. And plus, this obviously is very good because it's got your oils and your waxes and a few herbs in here. But this one has got, the Eye Bright, the Titanol, I'm sorry, guys, the Revitalize, and it's got the vegetable squalene also in there. So we got a super lot of ingredients that are really conducive to keeping the eyelid hydrated, protected, giving it some kind of like a little, it's not drying it out. So we're not using all those drying agents. So as you put that on, you're going to see it looks really moisturized, but yet it's not an oily cream or it's not an oily oil, and I like to also, in the corners I'm aging, it's going a little bit red. So I'll take this brush and I'll just kind of sweep it up. Now I watch sometimes on Instagram, I love to watch some of the young people paint because they're doing all this crazy stuff. And some of it is interesting and very worth noting, I have to say. But, taking it, I'm just going to grab a little bit more on here and, doing to lift the eyes, do that little bit of lift here. So you'll find, and I like to take my finger up there and just take it right up there on the cheekbone too. And this is a lighter color. I'm using the 10. This does not match my skin perfectly. It's lighter, right?
Yes.
And then you'll see, okay, but there's like a difference between the skin here. So what I'll do is I'll go in with a bit of a darker color. Now, here's the thing that everybody needs to know about concealers is, besides the fact they should actually paint in just that part that's weird, but then when it goes really white, you want to be able to, I'm sorry, let me backtrack. You want to paint something that's got a little bit of a pink hue to it to counteract the blue discoloration in. So I use a little bit of a cool tone under there to balance it. But then I want to bring back the life. See, now it's definitely gotten rid of it, but I want to bring back the life of my skin. So I'll take a darker color. And let me just see what color I've got here. Hold on, because there's two.
We had a really interesting question that can you guys hear me? There we go.
Go for it.
We had a really interesting question that I don't want to ignore that was popped up a second ago. Yeah, I just don't want to ignore you guys. We are reading the questions. They come in really fast. So I just want you to know that we are reading them. I don't want you guys to feel ignored. We are here with you. We love that you're here. And I think this is a great question to ask. I want you to finish your thought, Rosemary, but then can you answer this? This viewer has very dark under eye circles. She typically uses a peach color corrector from another brand and then the new RMS concealer. Is there an alternative to a peach color corrector that you can recommend?
Oh yeah. And I'm going to get in big trouble for talking about this, but yes. And it's the one that I usually use on mine because mine's really dark. I've got very nice light, surround light, so it's kind of filling in.
Same.
This is just don't look at this actual container. It's got stickers on. It's got lab colors on and codes, and it's got a little roller ball in the end, and it adds that really pink peach. You can see how peach that is, and that now I can put it on top or underneath, but that will go in there and completely color correct. And I'm just showing you. And you'll see it works amazing. And then I go over top with the cream. I hope this isn't too blown out that you can actually see this, you guys. You're going to have to give me some answers. It's good. They can see it. Okay, great. Yeah.
You guys, this is brand new. She showed me this before we went live. I had no idea this was launching, you sneaky little sneakers.
It comes out in January. But here's a problem. Okay. Here's oh my God, I'm going to be talking so much today. It's going to take like 10 hours for me to get everything out. Okay, so here's what's happening in the industry, what I've noticed. Most brands take the colors of the foundations and just turn them into concealers. That's not what we're doing. We're doing ones that conceal, correct, and brighten. So you have a choice of colors in here, and they deviate between, most of them are pretty neutral. They're not all neutral, but some are neutral. They just go slightly a little bit olive. So we do have a little undertones of olives in ours, which a lot of brands don't. We also have that cool tone being a little pinkish hue in there, which we've got in there. And we also have the warm tones where they need that little bit more yellow, which you've noticed that how white it was before. Now it's much more even to my skin tone because I added another little color on top. And it's not that we're trying to send and sell you two colors. It's the fact that if you want to make this perfect and you have discoloration, if you think about it, I'm one color here and I'm one color in here. So there's two colors to deal with. We wish it was a magic wand where we just go like this, it'd be like perfection.
Yeah.
And you can't do that on Instagram because you got your filters and the lighting and everything goes, oh, wow, ooh, ah. But then if in real life, it won't look like that. Mark my word.
That I think is a problem and a misconception on social media. I think people want one solution. And sometimes I get that in my comment section too, when I'm teaching color balancing and color correcting in my more like more advanced tutorials. But you guys, like makeup is painting. And just like if you were painting on a canvas and there were certain areas of the canvas that had blue undertones in the fabric, the white isn't going to look the same on the blue undertones as it's going to look on like the beigey part of the canvas. So you have to color balance. Right? It's like painting a wall. If you're painting a wall red on a white wall, you got to prime the wall pink before putting the red, or the red's not going to show up as red. So I feel like I'm getting like heated about this, but we have to color balance. If you don't color balance, it's not going to work. If you put, if you have dark circles like me and blueness like me, right? And you just put a really light concealer thinking, oh, it's just one step. I need this miracle product. That concealer is going to go on blue, and what's going to happen is it's going to turn gray.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
And as the day goes on, it looks worse.
Yeah. So you
and
have
wrinkles to that are all piled up with it. Oh man, you're a train wreck.
It's so true.
Hey, I'm in a funky mood today. What can I say?
That's why those like really like I find it really interesting to hear those advanced methods. Like something that you taught me when we were filming our video together is using the Uncover Up in 33.5, because this is peach. You use this first. This was before we even had the concealer. And then you use foundation that was lighter over top of the beach. So you color balance the blue with the peach, and then you built up the lightness with the lighter color. So it's like sandwiching, right?
Exactly. And you want to be careful too that you don't put too much white, because the first thing people do is they think they need a white concealer, and everybody gets the lightest colors and they go, oh, it doesn't work. It's like, duh, you're not that white under there. Like go up you'll be surprised how a little bit of a darker color does a better correction than the light ones. Because the light ones, they go gray, like you said, and add that little bit of warmth if you need it, or a little bit of coolness depending on your skin tone. And you can go on to our RMS Beauty, and we have our makeup artists there, our advisors that can help you. Or you can go to one of the big stores where we sell, or somebody else even to get the information on the color that you need.
Yeah,
there is help out there.
Really good advice. Like you're better off if you only want to have one concealer. So you're a low maintenance girl. You're like, I'm not going to color balance this and this. You're much better off if you have dark circles, getting something that is, if you're medium tone like me, peach based and a little deeper. If you're very fair skinned, pink based, right, for a cooler tone, and correcting and leaving it, then getting a light concealer. It will look so much better if you if you do that.
That is the best words ever. Yeah, 100%. You're right.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do some demos. So because some of you guys already have the Uncover Up, I want Rosemary to do a demo with Uncover Up and to do a demo with the brand new concealer. She'll do a demo on herself. I'm going to follow along while she's doing it and explaining how to do it, so you guys get really step by step. And so we'll do one side Uncover Up, one side the brand new one, the Revitalize Hydra Concealer.
Okay. I'm going to just wipe this off quickly. Sorry, guys. I want to give you guys a real deal here.
I'm going to get...
If I did the real deal, I'd turn all the lights out. They were in trouble.
Can't be that real.
I'm telling you. But another thing too is face shape is dictating whether you're going to get this blue under here, or if you're going to get wrinkles here. When you have a wide face, you tend to wrinkle more on the sides. When you have an oval face, you tend to get this as you get older.
Yeah.
Mark my word.
Because we lose all of our volume in this too.
Yeah. Yeah. And that too, we get a little bit of this kind of thing. This is why we say bring the blush up. Don't bring it down here, because you're pulling your face down. So,
yes.
All right. This is wiped off good enough. Can you guys see the discoloration there? Oh, there we go. Yeah. That's a beauty shot. All right. So the concealer, let's start it again. I'm going to take, hold on, let's get the right color. I am number 22. And
asking, is the new concealer available now? Yes.
The
Sorry.
new ones? Yes. Oh yeah, we wouldn't tease you like that. That would be painful. No, we do. And I'm going to do the uncover up, which is mostly just the cream. And literally, this is my thing I do every day. Just pop it on my skin wherever I need the extra coverage. And always remember, go around your nose here, ladies. Don't forget this area and make sure you do it properly. This is why I like this little imprint in there, because you literally can go around in a circle and you've gotten on each side of that little blackhead in there or whatever you may have. Make sure you go around the nose. I'm just going to do half of my face here. So, and then you don't need to do your whole face, but it is like a tinted moisturizer. So you can, if you want, but you don't need much.
This concealer I find so handy to throw in your purse. You know, when you have like a little redness, you can put like, I literally will take it and say I'm going to go meet someone and I'm like, oh, my makeup is not looking good. I'll just grab I'll use my fingers and I'll just kind of smear it places. And it really helps so much.
Now, I'm just going to add in something. I guess you guys are wondering why she's putting her concealer on our uncover up underneath her eyes and I'm putting it on my face. It's because when I did this, it was a concealer. It was a tinted moisturizer if you added a little bit of oil into it. And it was also full face foundation. If you put a layer of powder on top and then apply again, you got the most gorgeous base. And it lasts forever because there's no water in here. It's an anhydrous formula. It's very moisturizing on the skin. It doesn't look like a greasy beast. It's got a beautiful glow to it and radiance, as you can see. But even that, which color did you use under your eyes, honey?
33.5.
33.5. That's got that peach corrector. And that's also a darker color actually than your skin tone, but it works.
Yeah.
It works.
See how it balanced the blue, but without making anything look gray.
Yeah.
If you guys learn one thing from this whole tutorial today is resist the temptation to buy a concealer that's too light for you unless you have a color balancing concealer first.
Yeah.
Right? It's better to use a color that's going to color balance than a color that's going to turn this whole area really gray.
Yeah.
See?
So well put. Looks great. And that little bit of peach just counteracts and it does it properly. This is hard for most people. They can't just walk in and buy a concealer and know exactly which one. But a lot of the girls are very, very trained. If you want to get the RMS, beauty advisors that we have, and they've been trained by me. They've had to listen to me for 10 million years now. So, they can really help.
It's giveaway time. Yay!
It is.
Okay, you guys, I want you to write in hashtag RMS, hashtag RMS, hashtag RMS. And while you guys are entering that second giveaway, let's do the other side. Are you ready to move on to the other side?
Yep.
Okay, so for this side, we're going to use the brand new concealer because everyone's just dying to hear about this.
Okay, but can I, because I want to cheat because of all this underneath here, I'm going to use a little roller ball and I'm going to add that in here. Can you guys, I hope you guys can see that, how that covered. It's the number 2. I can't remember I think the name is Cherish, but when this comes out, it's going to be amazing. Hold on. I just got to wipe this little, and then I'm going to just slowly just do that application inside that actual line. And you'll see it literally wipes out all that blue that's in there. Now, you guys, these are indentations, so you're never going to be able to cover them completely. So if I look down, you're going to see it, but you don't see it as bad as it originally is, or that it is. And I'm also going to take that up in here to lighten this little bit of area that's blue too. You probably don't need to do that on you because you got a nice space between your eyes. But I
don't have hollowness here yet.
Yeah.
Give me a few years.
If you do, you just take this and add it in there like this. I'm sorry to do this to you guys, but this doesn't come out till January. But what I do is I will take the number 12, I think it is. Hold on, let me just get this. Yeah, number 12. And then I'm going to go on top because I want to add a little bit back of my natural skin tone because I don't like that really white look underneath. I think on an older woman, it looks a little raccoony. And then I'm just going to add this little bit of warmth just to counterbalance it. I'm just going to tap that in really gently. How you doing over there, honey? Oh, yeah, look at you. See on
Yeah.
your face, you're much younger than me. It's so much easier for you to demo like that and make it look amazing than
But
on
yours
my,
looks amazing too. It looks just as amazing.
but you
So what,
see, sorry.
no, you go first.
No, I'm just saying, see that just balanced it out to the skin, my skin tone, but yet it color corrected that really deep bluey purple indentation there. Now I'm going to just, oops, sorry. Now I'm going to challenge my nose here. You see that in there? Now I will not go down my nose. My nose is long enough. I do not need to accent that at all. If anything, I'll take, even sometimes I'll take a concealer because I've got all of them here. So I'm kind of spoiled. So I can take a darker one and I'll just slightly darken under here, just on the base of this here between my nostrils. I'll just darken it just slightly. And that will just, shorten the nose a little bit. And it looks really pretty.
So what I did, you guys, I went in first with WN015. And the reason I did this is because this matches my skin and it pulls a bit peachy. So if you can see the swatch, oops, it can be a little bit hard to see. It pulls a little bit peachy. And so I color balanced first, just here where I have a lot of blue. And then right on top of that, after I gave it a second to set, I went on top with W013 or W013 and see how much brighter that one is. So this sorry, my nail just broke today. Look at this mess. Hide that one.
All right,
not
honey.
that one either. This one was color balancing. This one was brightening. So I color balance. And then if you want to brighten, you can.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Right?
Oh, that looks nice. Yeah, look at that.
How natural that looks. You can't even tell there's concealer at all.
Well, what's really nice about it is it has that moisture in it, but yet it's not going to crease up.
Mm-hmm.
We really went out of our way to make sure this does not crease. Now, if you get creasy, you've probably put on way too much, or this is really important, you guys. If you're putting on synthetic sunscreen, tons of hyaluronic acid and silicones underneath in your skincare, you're going to have a barrier. And I always say it's like two people kissing and someone comes along with paper or like a plastic sheet. You're just going to slide off of it. It causes that barrier. And so we want to make sure that you don't use those products underneath. If you're going to use skincare, use a natural skincare that's not loaded with all the silicones and the synthetic sunscreens, or a sunscreen that is natural. We have two fabulous ones. So try those. And we only use hyaluronic acid in one product. So we don't need to worry about the hyaluronic acid. But look at how beautiful that looks.
I popped it out even more just by adding the tiniest little bit strategically, like you taught me, like don't do it everywhere.
Yeah.
I didn't need anything here. I just need it in this. You can see it more on this side because I didn't do as many layers. You just need it in that hollow, right?
Yeah.
And then you can just pop it out by strategically painting it there.
Yeah. It's almost like what retouchers do.
Yes, it is.
It's like, now everything's done with computers, but in the olden days, the retouchers go in there and just paint that. Those people were true artists. They were better makeup artists than half of us out there because they went right into the perfection of it all. But look at how beautiful that looks under your eye and you're still getting that lift. Sometimes what I'll do on myself too is I'll take a lighter one, which is the 10, which has a little hint of that coolness. And I do this to give a little fullness. Now, this is going to look weird what I'm going to do, but these are all little tricks I use in photography. I'll pop a bunch of this white in here and white in here. I'm not going to do a major job because this is not my forte. My forte is painting the models, not painting myself. And what I've done here, I have just added some size to my jawbone. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
See, it just made my jawbone look bigger. Because when you get older, it starts to sink in. Don't do the contouring. Everybody wants to do the contouring, but you look like a skull. When you're old and you start contouring, all you do is look like a skull. And then I'll take this to lift my brows, to brighten and plump in the front of my face here. I want to make sure I don't rub it off underneath my eyes. But can you guys see how that look at how it just firmed, it made my face look fuller.
Yeah, that's amazing. Look at the one side compared to the other. I'll put you by yourself.
And that's just
that's not you. That's me. Hold on. There we go.
Hey.
Ah!
I'll pay you $10 to come back to me. And so this is what this is doing. This is highlighting. Now, the younger girls contour because they want to look slimmer. Older women should be highlighting because you want to look fuller. So you want to add that light. So when the light hits you, you've got look like your flesh is more luminous and what do you say? More plump, plump and youthful. And this is accenting my jawline here a bit. But you see that? And then if you want to do contour, just to add in, to throw this in a little bit, as I would suggest a big brush. And damn, where is my thing? Hold on one sec, guys. Yeah, is the Beach Walk Betty?
Yeah.
Beach Walk Betty I love because it's really neutral. And I will take this and I will just literally do a little bit of, I do what I call shaping. Contouring is too aggressive, mostly on an older woman. Just shape, just take a little bit. Look at this little bit of color that I've done. And a little bit under here. Look at already the difference. Can you guys see that? Is it showing up enough? Have I got enough? Okay, now another thing. I'm going to, sweetheart, keep painting. I'm just going to just show one more thing.
Yes, you keep going.
Yeah, because
Can you guys see her enough? Do you want me to get off the screen? Let
no,
me
no,
know
no, no,
that.
no, 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 because people are watching me and you at the same time.
Okay.
Keep
Okay.
doing it. And then
You're
what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lift my cheek up. And what else happens when you put in a blush, you can use a powder or the cream, go up to the line with it. Remember the bag that you had here or that I had here? Go
Yes.
up to it with the blush. And you notice how it looks more fuller, because what you're doing when you go up to it with the blush is you're stopping that bag here with a little bit of bulbous skin here that I've just highlighted. So I'm going to take it right up to that little indentation in there, and it softens the bag because you don't have that white contrast of the fuller skin. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense to you guys. For me as an artist, it makes sense. But look at the difference in this side of my face. Like it just.
That was the best trick I have ever learned. I swear.
Oh, when I taught you that last time, yeah.
Like
yeah.
mind blowing. I do it on every client now. Any client that has like hollowness, it's crazy. It's so effective and it's so easy, and you never think of it.
And it lifts. It totally lifts the face. Okay, where's my?
Like, holy smokes, how gorgeous is that concealer? Like, I cannot even.
Yeah, that looks beautiful. And even if we were to go up super close like this, none of us would look like hags. We would look like, what was it that Wayne Goss said? You guys know who Wayne Goss is, right? He's so cool, man. He wrote concealer that doesn't age you.
Yeah, it's true.
Direct quote. I hope he doesn't mind. Wayne, I hope you're not mad.
I'm sure he's not mad.
I love you. Oh, man, I had to add that in. But anyway, yeah. And so I'm going to take a little bit more pink just to add a little hit just over top, just to soften the whole look. And I do everything super subtle. I guess you guys can see that. I'm not like a makeup gobber on her. There. Look at, but look at the difference. Is more fullness and, you know.
It looks gorgeous.
Look at that. That looks like perfection. Look at that.
I'm so
And it doesn't look like it's just tons of makeup smeared across.
No, and it gives you that lift without it being, it's just, it's a really special formula. It really is so, I've tried every concealer on the market. I've done concealer haul videos where I've worn like 10 concealers one day at a time, and I checked in multiple times throughout the day. I know concealer, okay? And I'm not just saying this because I love you so much. Like, this is, you know, if I did it, I would just like not say anything, you know, but this is so different. It's the formula, the texture, it feels elastic. That's the only way I can describe it.
Yeah, but a moisturizing one. Like yes, it has you can breathe through it and it looks like skin, but yet the coverage is there. But it's just about doing it properly, you know? And the thing is, you know, we really stay away from ingredients that are going to give you the creasing and give you the dryness and dry out your, you know, we don't use the alcohols. Here's a whole list of what we don't use. No silicones, no talc, no gluten, no nanoparticles, which is a big one for us too. No alcohol, no parabens, no phthalates, no sulfates, and no synthetic fragrance. You know, and we're not using all we're not using all this crap in there just to fill up the tube. You know what I mean? Yeah. And our stuff is always concentrated. So little goes a long way, you guys. So don't take this and just go like that in big lines like you see online, because it's going to be like, whoa, that's concentrated. And
yeah, you have to. Strategically paint, you know.
Yeah, it's medium coverage, light to medium coverage. And now, should we talk about the setting of it?
We should, but let's announce our next giveaway winner.
Okay.
Okay, Anna. Anna, are you still here? Anna Salcido. I hope I'm saying your name right, Anna. Thank you for watching today. Thank you for being here. So again, production@glamgirlgabby.com. Anna, I'm going to leave your name pinned in the pinned comment until you write to us, and then we'll get that sent over to you. So for our next giveaway, before we go into powders, the hashtag that you want to use is #ConcealMe. This is our third and final giveaway. And while you guys are entering to win that, we need to talk about setting, because this is the thing with setting. If you don't set your concealer, it will crease and look terrible. If you do set your concealer, and this isn't Rosemary's concealer, like like the concealer makeup genre, should I say. If you do sell it, you look like a dry, wrinkly,
lake bed.
Bad. Lake bed.
A lake bed. You look at dry, wrinkly old red lake bed.
Right. So how do we do it? And you have two very unique powders, which is quite interesting. So tell us all about that.
Well, the first powder I did was the Unpowder, and it is fantastic for photo shoots where you don't want to shine. And I'm just going to pretend I have stuff on and just to kind of show you. All my powders come with a puff. I'm a puff girl, and I'll tell you why. We've just done this amazing retouch job on our concealer and the blush and a little bit of foundation, whatever we've done. And then when you go on it, you get a big fancy powder brush and you're going like this everywhere. It doesn't work. And here's why. Because in photography, all the areas where you're shiny, you cannot do with a big thing like this. And you don't have control with a brush. So I take the little puff and I wrap it over the corner. And I literally will go in on the areas where I need that extra coverage. Now, when I want a full matted out one, I'll use the Unpowder. And you'll see it mats right down. And you literally can't see it. And we also use Japanese silica. We're not using synthetic silica. Synthetic silica is the one with a major flashback. So again, I know a lot about ingredients, so I can go on forever on silica, but we're using best silica you can buy. Most people aren't going to put it in their products because of the money. They're going to use synthetic silica, and that has major flashbacks. And this one does not. You could put this on the deepest of the skin tones with the powder, and it's actually a white powder, believe it or not. And this will matte down anybody, and there is no clay and no talc and all that stuff in there. So it doesn't pull off of the skin. So if you're somewhere hot and you're sweaty, you're not going to have it pulling off and sitting all over your skin with all the powder, right? Fabulous powder. Then we have a new one, the Hydra powder. And each little molecule there is coated with Bariti oil and jojoba oil. So what that means is we've done a product. Both of these products are not baked. So that means they haven't been put in the oven to get dry. So when you put it on your skin, it goes and will suck up all the moisture that's on your skin that you've just spent time to put all that dew on there. It's going to suck it up because it's dehydrated, or not dehydrated, baked in an oven and heated. That would ruin our products because we have too good of ingredients. So we did the same formula as us, our blushes and our bronzers, and we made it into a powder. And each particle is coated with Bariti oil and jojoba oil. So when you put it on, you're getting more of a radiance. It's not that dry matte look. And again, we have a little sifter on here. You see the RMS on there, and it's indented or embossed and debossed, so it closes it so you can do this and it won't get powder everywhere. So we love
this. I love the packaging of this so much.
Yeah. And then I like to put it on my hand. Thank you, sweetheart. I like to put it on my hand again. This is the most gorgeous powder you'll ever see. And it just powders in the areas you need it, or you can put it everywhere if you want. But your skin is going to feel like a baby's bottom. It is so soft. Like if anybody touches your face, they go, "Oh, why is your skin like so soft?" Like it's unbelievable. And again, I like to do just a T-zone, the areas where you're shiny. And what's nice is on a photo shoot, again, this powder doesn't have that flashback. And you're also getting a really nice finish, but it doesn't look completely dry. So my suggestion for photo shoots, and you want it matte, and you have very, very oily skin, this is the one you want. If you are really old and you have very dry skin, I would use this powder if you still want a powder. And a lot of the older women are used to powder. It's part of their, their makeup. And I would use the Hydra Dew because there's that little bit of radiance. They're adding that little bit of moisture back in with that slight little hint of oil. And it's actually beautiful on the skin. You can see on Gabby, look at how nice that looks.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing because you guys saw I had a lot of luminosity before from the concealer.
Yep.
And now it's created like a satin finish. It's not a matte finish, right? And it's completely set it. So now it's not going to crease because no matter how great a concealer is, you wear it for 4, 5, 6 hours with all the expressions, it's going to start moving into the divots. So this is a great solution because you have a hydrating powder. So it's going to create a satin finish. It's not going to dry you out like a lake bed. That's my new favorite.
I love saying that.
Yeah.
I shot so many times outside of LA in El Mirage. And, it's a big dry lake bed. And everybody loves to shoot out there because the lighting's perfect. And, and yeah, so I always said, oh my God, look at the skin on this poor desert. That looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And real. It looks like real skin. It doesn't look dry. It doesn't look powdery. You don't see the talc and the clays and all those drying agents,
Yes. And so that's why I have very oily skin. So I need both because I will use this T-zone. I'm very oily here, here, here. And then I won't touch my under eyes with this one. Not that it would look bad, but I do really, I feel self-conscious when my under eyes start getting too dry.
Well, you want to preserve it too.
Yeah.
You don't want to take the little life that it has. Most as you age, the eyes get drier and drier and drier.
Yes.
The skin gets drier and drier. It's kind of sad.
I know. It's just a part of it.
Yeah.
But then I wanted to tell you guys something else. I've kept Rosemary too long. It's 7:04. Are you still okay being here for a couple more minutes?
Yeah, hang on. I got nowhere to go. Ruby's right behind me here, so she made herself quite comfortable.
See, I just have to say, because I'm so obsessed with this blush, I can't handle it. So this is the trick that you taught me that I do every day now on myself and on everyone else. When you're applying right up in here and I'm pushing and building the color, this is color Mai Tai. This is my favorite one. Before I would keep everything extended. Now I bring it a little bit.
Good girl.
Finger even, like I'll grab a tiny bit and I will just melt the cheek into the dark spot so that this doesn't become a separated area from this, because it is a separated area because it concaves in. We're trying to create the illusion with painting that it's one flat surface. So by adding that blush a little bit higher, it does that beautifully. It was brilliant. I'm so glad you shared that because a lot of makeup artists gatekeep those things.
Well, they're also doing down here to make it all really like, gaunt and it's great for theatrical or really like, high fashion, but to soften the face, most as you get older, like what I was doing earlier on there, just bring it right in the front here. It just softens. Look, it looks like it's completely airbrushed, but you guys, I don't know if you've noticed what it's done. It doesn't look so paint by number anymore. Now it's getting the most blended. Look at, you can see it. At least I can see it. Look at how beautifully blended that is. And all we're doing is using a few different colors. Like that is perfection. Nice job there, girl.
Thanks.
Wow, that's awesome.
A lot of it's the products. Oh, Lori, thank you so much for sending a super thanks. That is so sweet. Or a super chat. I never know what they're called, but what a wonderful tutorial. Thank you so very much. Oh, thank you for being here. Lori's such a great viewer. You are just the best. I love you so much. I always see your comments and they always make my day. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
Before we go, can we talk about this too?
Oh, yeah. God, I completely forgot about this. Oh my God, this is our new setting mist. And this again is not matte. It's not going to be hairspray on your face. This has a little bit of radiance in here so when you pop it on, it's still going to give you that little bit of, youthful dew, but it's not oily looking. Don't worry. Don't freak out over that. But I'm telling you, and this works with every single makeup product, by the way, just so you know. It's really nice on some of the, the mainstream brands over top because it adds a little bit of radiance that is mind-boggling. This is doing really well, actually. But if somebody is a little worried about their concealer, mostly as they get older, you see what I'm doing? I'm just popping it on my hand, and I'm going to take my everything brush, and I'm going to slightly just pat that onto my concealer. Oh yeah.
The Radiance Setting Mist is bomb.
Oh man, it is. And it feels amazing on your skin. And I will sometimes do it underneath my makeup. But I like to just set it on top, and it just gives that added little bit of, protection, so to speak, and just keeps it sitting there and not creasing. But look what that blush did on her face. Oh my God. No paper number stuff happening now anymore. Everything is like beautifully blended.
And this is a bit from the setting spray too. What you guys need to remember is that setting spray is really important if you want like a really pro level result, because it will melt powder. So you need powders to set makeup, but then you don't want it to look powdery. Not that these ever look powdery, but still, if you go in with the setting spray after you set that under eye concealer, you get like the life back from the setting spray.
Yeah.
See how it was matte before, and now it's set, but it's not matte. It's more skin-like again.
And it feels nice on the skin too, doesn't it?
Oh my God.
It's almost like it tightens a little bit. So it feels like it's, ooh.
I use this before foundation. I use it before foundation, after liquid products, foundation, concealer. So I do before foundation, foundation, concealer, again, powder, again. So I use it 3 times in my application.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's a great product, and it's kicking ass right now. So we're really happy about that. And again, best ingredients. And we have an ingredient there called Pullalin, something. What? Pullalin. And it's, it's just as beautiful on the skin. We're really thinking about what we put in our products and why. And it's all about, being healthy for the skin, healthy for, mind, body, soul, and of course the environment, and everything that's conducive to keeping the skin looking lovely.
Yeah.
I tell people, look, if you want to wear really heavy makeup, wear all the makeup you want. You can do black lip liner and contour and, huge brows, whatever you want, but always have the skin beautiful. Yes. The skin should not be covered up in all that stuff, because it equates beauty and youth when you have beautiful, radiant skin that's not completely matted down and chalked out,
Totally. We had some people
flawless.
I know, I feel amazing. and I have really little on. Like that's the best part.
Yes.
It's more strategic. It's more modern. It's just a much more modern way of doing makeup that we haven't seen in a while. We've been layering. And that's, you want to spot correct. You want to be a real life Photoshopper.
Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, the Pullalin is a natural plant former that really holds. It's almost like, I don't want to compare it to hairspray, because all the other ones are basically a hairspray. It's nasty on the skin, and but it's just like it's a plant film former for the skin, and that's why it's so nice on the skin. The Pullalin.
Yeah. We're getting a lot of comments of people saying that this is going to be their first RMS purchase right after this live stream, or they're adding to their collection. So Rosemary and the RMS team have been so gracious with me. They created a discount code for you guys. It's 20% off site-wide. And it is, I believe it's Glam Girl Gabby. Can you check back there?
Voice of God. There.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 20% off. We'll leave a pin in the pinned comment. So if you guys want to shop right now, we'll add that to the pinned comment right away. You guys were so gracious when I came to Savannah. It's included automatically in the links in the caption. Yay! So click the link in the caption. It's already automatically in there. And then you guys will get a really great discount. And thank you so much, Rosemary, for doing that for everyone.
Oh, that was fun. Thank you for having me again, Gabby. I love doing this.
This is the best.
We're a great team.
We are a great team.
Yeah, we are. Us Canadians.
Us Canadians, eh? Oh, the winner is Jeannie. Jeannie, are you still here? Congratulations. Again, production@glamgirlgabby.com. We'll get that sent out to you right away, and hopefully you'll get it maybe even next week. I'm so excited. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here with us, for spending your time with us today. And thank you again, Rosemary, for joining.
Oh, thank you for having me, sweetheart. And thank you everybody for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I hope you learned some tricks.
Yes. And if you do, let us know in the comments, because we're always monitoring those comments later, and we love to hear your experience too. All right. Should we say this video is over? Because that's our thing.
Yeah. All together now.
1, 2, 3.
This video's over.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.